You are not going to believe what just came out of Halas Hall, because the entire landscape of the Chicago Bears franchise just shifted in a heartbeat. As a lifelong fan who has seen the ups and downs of this historic team, I can tell you that we have never heard anything quite like this from a rookie quarterback. There is a storm brewing in the Windy City, and it is not the weather. People are talking, the media is buzzing, and the critics have been louder than ever lately. But today, the silence was finally broken in the most aggressive way possible. Stay with me for a second, because what you are about to hear changes the expectations for our team forever. Caleb Williams is officially done playing games with the people who question his heart and his dedication to the game of football, because he just sent a massive shockwave through the entire NFL community by addressing the critics head-on with a level of confidence we have honestly never seen in Chicago. He did not just say he wants to be good. He declared that his only priority in life is this sport, and that his eyes are set on a target so high it makes other legends look small. We are talking about the boldest claim a young player could ever make. Caleb is out here telling the world that he isn't just looking for 1 ring or 2 rings, but he is chasing the ghost of the greatest to ever do it. He confirmed that his singular focus is to win 8 Super Bowls. 8. That is 1 more than the GOAT himself. He is essentially saying that the records held by icons are simply benchmarks for him to destroy. This came as a direct response to those narrative-driven reports suggesting he was more interested in his brand and his fashion than studying film and leading this locker room. Caleb literally shut all of that down in one fell swoop by reaffirming that football is his total priority and nothing else even comes close to his desire for greatness. It is a level of obsession that we usually only see in the all-time greats, the guys who are willing to sacrifice everything for a trophy. But as a Bears fan, you have to wonder if this is the confidence we have been waiting for decades, or if he is putting a massive target on his back that he might not be ready to carry yet. The league is already a brutal place for rookies, and coming out with a statement like this is like pouring gasoline on a fire. He is making it clear that he isn't here to just participate or be another name in the long list of Chicago quarterbacks who failed to meet the moment. He is here to dominate at a level that hasn't been achieved in the history of the sport. The intensity in his words was palpable, and you can tell he is tired of the disrespect. But while Caleb is focused on the future, there is another legend whose name keeps coming up in this conversation. And the comparison between the two is starting to create a massive debate that no one expected to happen this early in his career. If you are a true Bears fan and want to see Caleb actually reach that legendary status, you need to hit that subscribe button right now. We are following every single move this kid makes. Like the video to show your support for QB1. Now, let's see how this legendary comparison actually stacks up against the reality of the NFL. Tom Brady is the name that every single person is thinking about right now, because you cannot talk about winning 8 Super Bowls without mentioning the man who has 7. When Caleb Williams makes a claim like this, he is stepping directly into the shadow of the greatest winner in the history of professional sports. It is a dangerous game to play. Think about the discipline and the decades of excellence it took for Brady to reach that mountaintop. For a rookie to even utter the number 8 is borderline blasphemy in some NFL circles. But here is the thing that makes this so interesting. Caleb isn't just saying it to be cocky. He is saying it because that is how his brain is wired. He looks at what has been done, and he genuinely believes he can do more. We have seen players with talent before, but we rarely see players with this specific type of psychological drive. People used to criticize Brady for being too intense or too focused, and now we are seeing those same criticisms being leveled at Caleb, just from a different angle. The pressure of being the #1 overall pick is already suffocating, but when you add the weight of chasing 7 or 8 championships, you are creating an environment where every single incompletion and every single loss is going to be scrutinized under a microscope. Is it fair to compare a kid who hasn't won a regular season game yet to the man who defined an era of football? Probably not. But Caleb is the one who invited this comparison. He wants the pressure. He wants the expectations. He wants the world to know that he is not satisfied with being just another guy. This is where it gets interesting for us as fans, because we have spent so long hoping for a savior, and now we have someone who isn't just offering to save the franchise, but is promising to turn it into the greatest dynasty the world has ever seen. The arrogance might rub some people the wrong way, but in a league where everyone is talented, it is often the mindset that separates the legends from the busts. The question is whether or not the Chicago Bears organization is actually ready to support a mission of this magnitude. We have seen this team fail quarterbacks before, and if Caleb is truly serious about this 8-ring goal, The front office better be prepared to match his intensity every single step of the way, because the margin for error is now zero. The context of this situation is everything, because the Bears have been the laughingstock of the quarterback world for longer than most of us want to admit. For years, we watched other teams find their franchise guy while we cycled through veterans and draft picks that never quite panned out. Now, we finally have a player with the pedigree and the arm talent to actually change that narrative, but the emotional impact of his statements is hitting the locker room and the city in a huge way. When your leader says he wants 8 titles, it forces everyone around him to elevate their game. It sets a standard that is almost impossible to maintain. If Caleb shows up and works like a guy who wants 8 rings, the rest of the roster has no choice but to follow his lead. However, the risk is that if things start slow, the media will use these quotes as a weapon against him. Imagine the headlines if the Bears start the season 0-3. They will call him delusional. They will say he should have focused on winning 1 game before talking about 8 Super Bowls. But as a fan, I love this. I am tired of the humble, quiet leaders who don't want to make waves. I want a guy who believes he is the best thing to ever happen to this city. I want a guy who looks at Tom Brady's record and says, I can beat that. That kind of fire is contagious. Looking into the future, this defines the Caleb Williams era. It is no longer just about making the playoffs or ending the losing streak against Green Bay. The bar has been moved to the moon. Every move the Bears make from this point forward will be judged by whether it helps Caleb get closer to that impossible goal. It puts immense pressure on Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus to be perfect. If you are going to talk the talk, you have to walk the walk, and Caleb has just started a marathon at a full sprint. Whether he succeeds or fails, the journey is going to be the most compelling story in Chicago sports history since Michael Jordan was wearing number 23 in the United Center. At the end of the day, this isn't just about a football player making a bold statement. This is about a franchise that has been starving for greatness finally finding someone who isn't afraid to demand it. Caleb Williams has laid down the gauntlet, and he has challenged the ghost of Tom Brady and the history of the Chicago Bears all at once. It takes a special kind of person to carry that weight, and we are about to find out if Caleb is truly the one. The significance of this moment cannot be overstated because we are witnessing the birth of a new identity for our team. We are no longer the lovable losers or the team that only wins with defense. We are the team that expects to conquer the world. But I want to hear from you guys. Do you think Caleb is being way too cocky by talking about 8 rings before he even takes a snap? Or is this exactly the kind of alpha mindset that Chicago has been missing for 30 years? Does he actually have a shot at passing Brady, or is he setting himself up for a massive disappointment? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I read every single one of them. We are in for a wild ride this season, and you do not want to miss a single second of it. Make sure you are subscribed so you stay in the loop with everything happening at Halas Hall. This is the start of something historic, and I am just glad we are all here to see it. Bear down, let's see if this kid can actually change the world. See you in the next one.